Hello everybody, and welcome to my Total Drama Island 2023 tier list. This is going to be a tier list based on how well they did in their season, or how well I thought they did. They could have gone better, they could have gone worse. No one really knows. But I'm just gonna rank them based on how they did, all that nonsense. For reference, I will not be including any extras or Redonkulous race characters. Redonkulous race characters were only challenge based, I'm pretty sure. I never watched the season, but it's classified as a spin off, and pretty sure all they did was just challenges, so they didn't have to worry about getting voted off or anything, because if they messed up, they were done. I will be including all of Mike's personalities, Dakota Zoid, and Feral Ezekiel. Feral Ezekiel is the only one you can argue, but he is a completely different person to Ezekiel, and I will get to that when I get there. Keep in mind, this will include spoilers for the new 2023 season. But at the time of recording this, episode 8 was already leaked, released, whatever we want to call it. So, of season 2 of the reboot. Yes, there are going to be 2 seasons, so spoiler on that. So I'm going to be basing off both seasons and what we've seen so far of all the characters. And yeah, hope you enjoy. Alright, coming in dead last is going to be Stacy. Stacy didn't do anything. She was just a gag. She existed, I guess. I don't know. She didn't do anything. In the challenge, she just like went with everyone, I think. I don't know. I don't remember. She didn't do much. She just existed, and that's it. Coming in at the second worst, I am going to put Leonard. Leonard's funny. I like Leonard, but he doesn't do anything. He just yells wizard, and that's it. He almost cost his team the first challenge, and it was between him and Beardo, and they voted Beardo. I don't know why, because Leonard was the next elimination. So, yeah. Okay, for this next pick, I am going to put Max. Yes, there's going to be a lot of Pack 2 characters below, so keep in mind. Max, again, I like him. He's funny, but he just yells evil all the time and doesn't do anything smart. Scarla pretty much carried him the whole time, because he's done nothing but scream the word evil the entire season. So, yeah. Okay, this is where the spoilers start coming in, but I'm unironically going to put Chase. Chase, in the first season, was just all about himself and was confused why Emma was not dating him. And he just lost because he wanted pizza. He just liked pizza and making YouTube videos, and Emma didn't understand that. In the second season, once again, he just made a YouTube video, and it cost him the challenge because he didn't even help his team. So, yeah, Chase, he just doesn't do anything. I hope they make a third season and make him better, because I would really like to see more from him, but he's just kind of useless right now. Alright, really, really hot take here. I'm going to put both Katie and Sadie down here. Sadie above Katie, though. They, by themselves, they don't really do much. Like, we never seen Katie by herself without Stacy. But Stacy didn't really do much. She just sat in the background and then just happened to get voted. They're useless without each other, and even with each other, they don't really do anything except fangirl over everything. They just weren't that great. Okay, completely forgot about this character, but I guess it doesn't mean too much. Beardo. Beardo just made annoying noises, and that was it. He didn't really help his team as much as other silent people, but Beardo, he existed. I think we'll just leave it at that. He didn't do anything. I would have to say this would round out our F tier, because these are pretty obvious choices for F tier. I think the only one you could potentially argue is maybe Sadie, but the rest of them are just fair. They didn't really do anything in their season, and they would have no chance of winning at all. I know Chase made it pretty far. Max made it pretty far. I don't know what Leonard did in Ridiculous Race, God knows what. But Chase made it because nobody really cared about him. Same as Max, and he kind of got eliminated unfairly, but who cares? And then Leonard was second boot, so yeah, not really much to say. Alright, this is where it starts getting really hard. And I think for the first person in D tier, I'm going to be putting is Scary Girl or Lauren, whatever you want to call her. She was really strong in the acrobatics challenge. Don't get me wrong, like, she carried her team there. But at the same time, like, she didn't do, like, she was attacking her team. And then season 2, she was just extremely creepy and nobody gave her a chance. I don't know. Like, she kind of, I like her. She's one of my favorites from the new cast, but she's just not that great, sadly. Alright, I'm going to rip the band-aid off now. Dakota. Okay, this is where people are going to start typing their comments saying, "Oh, why is Dakota so low?" She did nothing. What did she do besides pull out her phone every couple seconds and get the influencers to take pictures of her? She didn't do anything. She was a whiny baby. She was, like, rich, spoiled brat. I don't know what to say. She didn't do much for her team. She helped as an intern, I guess. I don't know. She didn't do anything. There's nothing really to say here. Sorry if you hoped she would be higher, but no. Alright, hot take here. I'm going to put Rodney next. Sure, he's a big guy. He's got strength. But all he did was just focus on his love life. That's it. He didn't focus on anything else. He didn't do anything. He was just hard simping over girls. And that was it. He was confusing himself. I'm not sure what else to do or say here. Alright, let's rip another band-aid off, shall we? Let's get Lindsay out. This is where I think is the turning point for when characters actually do something. Maybe I'm missing a couple characters, but for the majority, the rest of the characters have something going on with them. And Lindsay's something is she organized a small bit in action. I don't remember what it was exactly. She got eliminated like the episode or 2 episodes after, so it didn't even matter. But she did something. But she also voted herself out in All-Stars. And then we've never seen her since. So, don't know what to say. She didn't do that good. Sure, everyone loves Lindsay. She's amazing, but she's not that great. You know what? Yes, I am putting Ezekiel over Lindsay. And you want to know why? Because Ezekiel actually helped his team. For the first challenge of Total Drama, he helped his team. He made it in the circle. He did everything. And then he was sexist and got voted off. Okay, he's gone. Action, he wasn't there. World Tour, they tried kicking him off. He still went. He still did whatever. And Chris booted him off the plane, I'm pretty sure. It was supposed to be a non-elimination, but Chris forced him off. He did everything right, though. Like, the only thing you could say he did bad was he lost the stick. But, oh well. I think he did pretty good, and I think he could do a lot better if he was given the chance. But, unfortunately, he will never get that chance again because now he is a feral monster. Let's keep going through the Pakachu characters, shall we? Let's put Bella here, Ella, whatever you want to call her. I don't even remember her name. Oh, where to start? She doesn't do anything again. She just talks to birds and sings. That's it. Like, maybe talking to animals would help, but she's got no social skills. She just tried to harmonize over sugar or whatever. I don't know. Pikachu characters suck. They're all dumb. And let's get another Pikachu out. Dave. Dave did absolutely nothing. Yes, I'm putting Dave over all these characters. He sucked as a character. I hate him. but at least he did something over these characters. Like, I don't know, maybe Lindsay could go above him. Scary Girl, maybe. That's it. Those are the only two that could possibly, like, you can argue going over. The rest, it pretty much interchangeable. It doesn't matter. Dave kind of sucks. You know what? Just, I'll make y'all happy so that Lindsay's not below Dave. He didn't do anything. He should be an F tier. But he made it way farther than any of these people. Except for Max, but Max didn't do anything. Yeah, Dave was just focused on his relationships and germs, and that's clearly not what you need when you're competing for $1 million. Alright, let's keep going with the pack 2 characters. Sammy and Amy. I don't know which one's which. I don't care. They're the same character. They're the same goddamn character. One made it farther than the other. That's really all I could say. They existed. Definitely created some plot, but at the same time, like, the only thing it could have potentially done was just build character for Jasmine. That's it. They really serve no purpose. Alright, time to get roasted in the comments once again, but it just makes sense. Dawn. Go on. No, I'll wait for you to write your comment. You can pause the video. It's okay. I'll wait. You done? Okay. She did nothing. She called out Scott and failed. I'm not sure what else to say. She called out Scott and that's it. She didn't do anything. She just called out people's aura, told B he's really chill. I don't know. She didn't do anything. She got robbed. Oh no. She didn't get robbed. She just got on Scott's bad side. That's it. Don't get on Scott's bad side. Alright, for anyone who has watched the new season, this makes sense in a way, but at the same time, it doesn't. I'm putting Wayne here. Wayne. He's kind of useless without Raj. I mean, he had Bowie carry him because Raj liked Wayne, but Wayne didn't do anything. I'm only putting Raj not too high in front of him, and I'll explain why once I get to him. But Wayne, he just exists. I don't know. I'm not sure what to say. He just did everything with Raj last season and this season, so there's not really much to say about him. Alright, next character is Chester. First of Mike's personalities, and by far the worst. He is slow, complains about everything. Like, sure, he's got some smarts, but that's it. He just, like, I don't know. I don't know how you do in a voting setting. Most of these personalities, except for Mal, that has never even gone in the voting situation. So, no clue how they would do anything. But, yeah. Mike, or Chester, yeah, he just exists. Alright, next is Tyler. I completely forgot about him, but thank God I remembered just in time, because this is around where I would put him. He's kind of useless. Like, sure, he did okay in World Tour, but I don't know. He just existed. There's not much to say. I wish he did good, because when I was a kid, he was my favorite, and he never did, so it is what it is. He didn't do much. He helped his team a little bit, but was more of just dead weight than an actual competitor. These tier lists suck because there's so much, like, characters, and you gotta figure out where they could go and whatnot. And I will probably move some characters around at the end. But right now we got Z. Z, he drinks soda. He drinks more soda. And then does stupid things to get himself out. He got around the same placement, too. He drank the... Or no, he tried to vote Chris out, and nobody liked that. He was in both alliances, and he blabbered that out. Hint, hint. He blabbered out a secret that he was in both alliances, so he decided to vote Chris out, and everyone voted him for that. And then everyone knew there was an alliance, and then it was just a big commotion. And then, in Season 2, he did the same thing. Priya and Caleb were getting together, and he blabbered out something that was just not true at the time. Like, it was when he told him, but it wasn't anymore, but then messed up their relationship, and now Caleb has to figure out how he's going to do it. That episode just happened. So, we don't know what Caleb's going to do at the time of recording this, but we'll see if that gets him eliminated because of Z's mistakes. And that might influence where I put Z on the tier list, but for now I'm just going to put him at D. Alright, let's get some island characters out. Cody. He doesn't do anything. He's just a nerd who does nothing. Like, he got third in World Tour because of Sierra. The second Sierra got out, he was gone. He's nothing. I don't know what to say. He did nothing. He's mostly dead weight for his team. I mean, sure, he'll do like some challenges, but he flopped a bunch of them. And yeah, he didn't do much. He didn't do that well. He didn't do much. The only thing he did well was World Tour, but he was just a scapegoat for Sierra and free votes for Alejandro and Heather. And now we have Blaney. Only competed in World Tour. She was there for like 2 episodes and I got eliminated. Yeah, she's just annoying. I mean, she did the challenges. She didn't win any, but maybe she could cheat her way through. I don't know. She had luxury for everything. And the food challenge, she got ice cream and all that. So I don't know. We'll never know. I'm going to put her there. This is going to be like the tier where like I'm not sure where to put people, so I'm just going to rate them really, really low. Okay, I know I said it would get to Raj, but there's just so many characters I forgot about, so I'll definitely switch this. But for now, we got Sam. Sam exists. Cool. He didn't do anything. Like, he saved Lindsay in Revenge of the Island, kinda. I don't know. He's just awkward. He doesn't do anything. He just plays video games, and that's it. Kind of like me, except I'm not fat. And don't have glasses, and don't have curly hair. And don't wear crappy clothes. I'll just stop where I'm at right now. Okay, seriously, last one, I promise. Trent. Trent was in action, obsessed with Gwen. It messed him up, and he got out for it. He was a mess. He was such a mess in action. In Island, his whole narrative was with Gwen, but it wasn't as creepy. He still did challenges. He did okay, but I don't remember how he got eliminated in Island. Don't really care. He's just one of those characters that existed for the fun of it. You know? Okay, it's about time. I'm going to put Raja down. Only reason why I have Raj so much higher than Wade is because Raj had Bowie. Bowie would take Raj so far any day of the week. And in Season 2, he didn't want to cheat with Julia and MK. Julia and MK wanted to cheat the whole time, and he didn't, only because of Raj. And he needed to keep Raj, and I guess Wayne, or Wade, I don't know his name. I've played too much of the Roblox Total Drama game. But this guy, he wanted to keep him for free votes, and obviously he wanted to take Raj to the finals if he could. So Raj has Bowie for him. The main reason why he's up here is because of Bowie. It's not even close. Bowie carried Raj so hard. But other than that, yeah, Bowie would, if it was like a final 3 between Bowie, Wade, and Raj, and Bowie won the final challenge, he'd be taking Raj all the way. Wade, I think he would just sacrifice his immunity for both of them, so it didn't matter. The only thing that would be questioned is if Raj won, but I think he would still take Bowie, so yeah. There are definitely some big eyesores among the rest of the cast that are left, such as Millie, whatever she's called. She just wrote in her notebook all throughout season 1, tried to make friends with Priya and failed, and then kind of ruined it at the end. And she got eliminated at 3rd. She made it far, but it's only because she was friends with Priya, who was absolutely carrying. And in season 2, she didn't read a handbook, I guess. Failed. I don't remember how she got out. Irrelevant. I didn't really care for her. I was just happy she was gone. Alright. I think to round out this tier, gonna have to go with Noah. Now hear me out. I think Noah could have gone so much farther if he just wasn't boring. Because think about it. He caught on to Alejandro in the British Challenge and World Tour, which is what got him out, because Alejandro swiftly got him out before Noah could say anything. In Island, he didn't do anything, which got him out. Yeah, not much to say there. Action, he wasn't in action. He was only in 2 seasons, but World Tour definitely had him improve. If it wasn't for World Tour, I would have Noah probably in F tier. World Tour definitely stepped him up a lot. And I think he got a lot farther if it wasn't for Alejandro. Alright, starting with the C tier, I'm going to put Damien. Damien, he's interesting. Because he wants to get voted out, but he doesn't. It's so confusing. He's so timid. He doesn't do anything. He literally campaigned for himself to get voted in season 2 or season 1, and that's what happened. In season 2, I mean, he's been rocking and merged in season 2. Pre-merge, he didn't do much besides be a punching bag for Millie. That's why Millie got out, because of Damien. Oh my god. Okay, but yeah, Damien, yeah. He doesn't do anything. He's been rocking at merge so far, though. He's won a challenge and has the idol. Like, he's been doing pretty good, but the season's not over. I don't know how far he makes it. This tier list could be entirely changed once that season's over. Who knows? Alright, next character, Mutant Ezekiel. He just had his eyes on the prize way more than when he wasn't a mutant. And dude was a living cockroach. He would not go away. He would not die. He wouldn't do anything. He fell in lava, and he was still alive and fine. Dude, like, refuses to die. He is an actual cockroach. And hey, if he had that mentality and was, like, still in the game, he would have won the million. And technically he did. He got it. He got it from Heather in World Tour, but he never opened it until you saw Anna Maria. And he didn't know it was all burnt. So, oh well. I completely forgot about this character. I'm probably going to move his placement soon, but Owen. Okay, he just eats. That's it. He eats and he's the comedic relief. I might leave him in B tier because he won. But at the same time, he just floated, really. He didn't do anything, and he got voted out because he's just a free vote. Once you get late into the game, he's a free vote. He won a season because nobody saw him as a free vote. After that, action, free vote, I think. I don't know how many times that dude got eliminated, but free vote. World Tour, free vote for Alejandro. Just quick merge boot that you could get out. I don't know. Dude was just a free vote. He's funny. I like him. But he didn't do that great. Alright, I'm thinking I put Emma here. Definitely way better than Chase, but still. She existed once again. She definitely actually played the game a lot more, but let her feelings take over her and eventually just get booted out by everyone else because of her feelings. And yeah, season 1, she was just all about Chase. That was their whole thing. That's why they made it far. That's all you could say, really. Season 2, she was wrong about knowing people. And then Priya got into her head, and she lost, and everyone voted her because at that point it's just a free vote if she's going to cost all challenge. Which, fair enough. Now, a lot of people are going to be surprised by this, but hear me out. I'm going to put Topher next. Now, there's a reason why I didn't put him in D tier or below any of these guys. And that's because Topher loves Chris. So he knows the challenges, or knows an idea of the challenges. He wants to replace Chris, obviously, but he's done his research on Chris, and he knows Chris really well. So who knows what he knows about the challenges. Only putting him in the middle, just because we don't know what he was capable of. Because all he did was just focus on Chris, and then that's what got him out. He was focused on Chris. But yeah, I mean, he could have done good, could have not. We'll never know. That's why he's in the middle tier. Nah, screw it. I just rethought everything, and I'm going to put him there. He didn't do anything. I had to rethink about that. That was stupid of me. I don't know why I had him so high. Yes, there are a lot of obvious characters that should be in this tier, and I will get to them. It just depends on where I'm going to order them, blah, blah, blah. For this one, though, I'm going to put Beth. Yeah, she won. So did Owen. They're both in here. It's okay. Technically, Chester won, but that was also Mike. I don't know. Beth. She was only in 2 seasons. Island, she was voted out because she went against Heather. Heather carried her. So that's her win and Heather are the only reason why she's up here. I would not place her any higher. Once she got on Heather's bad side, Heather was quick to get her out. And then in action, Heather wasn't much of a threat. Really, nobody was much of a threat in action, though. Like, maybe Justin. I don't know. Anybody could have won action, really. It was... Nobody was going in strong. And it was just... Oof. Action was one of my least favorite seasons, if not my least favorite. It was so bad. And Beth just floated to the end and then beat Duncan because she knew everything about everyone. Alright, here's another eyesore that people are probably pointed out. Anne Maria. I put her high because she's pretty strong, okay? Her hair, her poof, whatever you want to call it, that thing's strong. She's strong. That's the only thing I could justify. She's strong. That's why I put her up here. She has no social game, no nothing. She got out because she wanted a diamond. That was fake. She floated, though. She's just strong and helped her team win some challenges, I guess. I don't know. I hate to do this. I've let him off so hard, but we got B. I kept him so long, but at this point, I can't gatekeep him anymore. He got voted out because of Scott. Most of the people on Revenge of the Island got voted out because of Scott. Scott got B out, he got Dawn out. A lot of the early people he got out. Just because B was too good at the challenges. Scott's whole strategy was he wanted to lose challenges, so he put a blame on B. And because he blamed stuff on B, B got out. Poor B, though. He was really good at the challenges. He always thought of something, but he just was not social. And because he didn't say anything, he couldn't defend himself against Scott, and Scott kind of screwed him over. And now we have Mama's Boy DJ. DJ's probably never going to win a season. Like, he's just a mama's boy. That's all you could really say. He has no niche, no nothing. He just exists. That's really it. I guess he's strong, but I don't know. Actually, now that I think about it, I should probably put him below Beth because he had no purpose. He's just a free vote. Really nothing. I mean, in action, I guess he like expanded Chef's lore. I don't know. He didn't do anything. Alright, let's get another weird one out of the way. Manitoba. Manitoba was pretty good at challenges. Like, most of Mike's personalities are just heavily challenge-based. Manitoba, though, like, think about it. Dude knew what he was doing. He got them through the cave, or mines. He helped with the digging one, because he immediately started digging really fast. And he's just one of those, like, niche personalities that Mike didn't use too often, but when he did, he came in handy. I don't think he would have done much for the rest of the season, though. Alright, we got the wild card, Izzy. Izzy is Izzy. Not much to say. She is a huge wild card. And just does stuff, I guess. I don't know what to say about Izzy. She can do whatever. She's come back into the game just because she wanted to. She's done so much. Yeah. I'm not even putting the Izzy is crazy theory into it. Or isn't crazy, whatever you want to call it. I'm not considering that. If I did, she could honestly be an S tier, but no. I'm just going off of what we know, what is definite. And yeah, she's just a big wild card. Alright, now, sadly, I gotta put Axel here. I love Axel. She is my favorite from the new season. At least season 2. I love Axel. I hate how she made her... I hate how the creators made her just annoyingly stupid. And I'm actually gonna put Ripper here too, but below Axel because I'm biased. Haha, screw you. But yeah, Axel's just strong. She has a temper tantrum, but she made it far and was able to help her team this time and not destroy them. And then Ripper, he's just Owen 2.0, but farts a lot more. And people call him more disgusting, but Owen's way more disgusting, so I don't know how that works. Maybe the world record fart thing was a bit of a stretch, but yeah. Ripper used his team as his human shield. But I think he won them the challenge still, so at least he did that, I think. But he just got himself out because Axel got out, so he was desperate. So he is not that smart either, so he couldn't have gone that far. Alright, I'm going to group these two together because they're basically the same, and it'll also round out the C tier. So I'm going to put Svetlana and Nichelle, but Nichelle over Svetlana because she's an actual character. They're both... At least Svetlana was useful because they had lots of acrobatic skills that helped them in physical challenges and carried Mike, Mal, whatever, in basically every challenge that involved physical strength. Or not physical strength, but like acrobatics and movement and all that. Because that's just Svetlana. Mal even used Svetlana during a challenge. So, yeah, goes to show how strong Svetlana is if Mal wants to use her. And then Nichelle, Season 1 Nichelle, no, she was really bad. Season 1 Nichelle would probably be F tier if I'm being honest. But because she worked over herself, even though she got eliminated pretty early still, I think Nichelle was still pretty good. She was solid. She helped her team. Tried to help her team a little too much. But she was fine, but then Julia kind of just screwed her over. Another Anna Maria incident. Alright, we're in the B tier. This is where characters start to become something, you know? Except for these next three, because these next three I just forgot, but also I don't feel like they fit in the same tier as the C tiers. So, first we got Brick. Corporate. He was just doing military stuff. He was very physical. Definitely helped, but he also kind of sucked at most things and cost his team a lot. He got eliminated, I think, 3 times in Revenge of the Island, which is ridiculous. It's just Chris's BS kept him alive until he finally went. And, yeah, I don't think he should have made All-Stars, but I would have loved to see if he did some more character growth. But Sam got more character growth, and Sam is D tier. Brick is B tier. I would have loved to have seen a lot more from Brick, but unfortunately, he didn't make All-Stars. He did pretty good in Revenge of the Island, though, I'd say. Alright, next character. Everyone's favorite nerd, Harold. Harold had some pretty decent moves overall, I'd say. He's just not physical. Like, nobody likes him because he's a nerd and he's antisocial and Duncan's scary, but he didn't do much besides that. Like, should he have gotten into All-Stars? Probably. Would he have done good? Maybe. But he didn't do much. Like, in World Tour, he got eliminated super early. And that was the last we've seen of him. But in Island, he got... in Island, he swapped some votes around to get Courtney out, I'm pretty sure. Which was pretty smart, because Courtney was a pretty big threat. Especially because Duncan also liked Courtney. And Duncan was probably the biggest threat in Island that was not named Heather. In Action, I think he did some stuff. I don't remember what he did in Action, but I know people wanted Brain or Nerd versus Bully finale, which was possible, but they went with Beth as the Nerd instead. I think it should have been Harold for no reason at all, but I just don't like Beth. But yeah, I think Harold did pretty good. I might move him up, but who knows. Alright, we got Ava. I've kept her so long. Eva, whatever she is. She's strong. She has no social skills at all, but she's strong, scary. If she makes it to a merge, she is probably going to dominate that merge. Like, she is a huge threat, and it's very scary. Unfortunately, she's got no social, so she's rarely ever going to make it to merge. I'm pretty sure when she was brought back in Island, she made it to merge, but because it wasn't a physical challenge, she was kind of screwed over, and she did get eliminated. But I think any physical challenge, she wins all day, easily. Alright, I feel like once I get these next two out of the way, everything's pretty much interchangeable. Or three, I should say. So I'll just put them all down. We got Bridget, Jeff, and Danica Zoid. I'm going to put Danica Zoid in between. So, Bridget in World Tour, yeah, she got eliminated early. Bridget in Action, she got eliminated early. Bridget in Island is the only thing we really care about, and she was nice. I don't remember how she got out, but I don't remember much of her, actually. I remember the whole Jeff Bridget thing existed, and that was like plot armor for them to keep going. But other than that, I don't remember much from Bridget at all. Like, she just, I don't know. I don't remember much from her. I had something, but I forgot it. Oh well. Danica Zoid, strong. The same thing as Eva, strong. Except like a mutant, and she could do a lot better things. Still no social skill, but this is what being strong does for you. If you look at all the other characters, they're all losers or just really bad players at the game. So you gotta put the strong people somewhere. That's why Eva and Danica are so up. And Jeff, he was good in challenges. He was really good in challenges. And then he's really good in challenges. He wasn't there for World Tour. In Action, he got eliminated early because he was kissing Bridget. But in Island, he did really good. The only reason he was voted out, and think about this, I think Jeff could have won Island. The only reason he was voted out is because Island was originally supposed to be planned as a jury finale, which is why all the characters are always like trying to get votes and stuff, especially Heather. You'll see in a couple of her confessionals where she's trying to please the audience. But the only reason he was voted out is because he was a major jury threat, because everyone loved him. Which sucks, because he was doing so good. He was always confident in challenges, always doing well. I don't think he ever won in immunity, but he definitely did really good. And the only reason he was voted was because of jury. That didn't even happen. So it's unfortunate, but it happens. The next character I'm going to put down is Mike. I feel like out of all the other characters that are left, Mike is the weakest. Now, I'm saying Mike as himself. Not with all the other personalities, like, with him, like, at the very end of All-Stars. Just Mike. He did challenges. He made some good friendships, good alliances. But after that, he didn't do much. He oh my god. Mike just existed. I like Mike. I was glad he won in All-Stars in the alternate ending, but yeah, Mike just existed. I'm glad he got a purpose in All-Stars, but at the same time, like, that's not what the show's about, but still. He did pretty good. He definitely made some good alliances, and it sucks that he got voted out because of Scott, I'm pretty sure. Scott getting everyone out again. Okay, I think it's pretty fitting that I put Vito above Mike, because Vito was strong. Like, he showed his strength by protecting Anna Maria. If Anna Maria wasn't there, I don't know how good he would have been, but he was just so focused on Anna Maria. But I don't got much to say. Once again, just another strong character. That's really all I have to say, just strong. And to finish off B tier, I think I'm going to put Justin. Justin and Island, forget it. No, Justin and Island was nothing. He was just nothing. Action is where Justin shined, because he actually used his one feature, his good looks, to get far. Once that stopped working, he was struggling. He was dumb as a horse. Like, he was Lindsay's level dumb. But at least he was able to use his advantages. This is the difference between Justin and Lindsay. It's because Justin actually used his looks. Lindsay did not use her looks. If Lindsay could use her looks, I would put her in A, almost S tier. But she did not, and she is so far down because of that. Justin used his looks, and that's all he was. Once his charm stopped working, he was as good as done. And yeah, he used his one quality pretty well. Unfortunately, he kept going for the same people, and it threw him off, and he was done. Alright, starting out the A tier, I'm already going to get flamed for this, whatever. Lashana. Lashana made some moves. She had beef with Heather for a long time, and still lived in Island. Like, I think she is the longest lasting person besides Alejandra that's had beef with Heather and lived to tell the tale. She got voted out because of a robbery. I will admit. I rewatched Island and didn't understand why people say Lashana was robbed. People keep saying Dawn is robbed. No, Lashana was robbed. She got completely robbed, and she was shocked. She didn't even have a goodbye message. She didn't even have a proper elimination. She was done. She was strong. She knew how to play the game. And I'm not even going to talk about Action. Action was her being selfish. That's all I remember. Oh, yeah. She was also on World Tour. Okay. Island Lashana carried. The rest are pretty irrelevant. Alright, next character I'm going to put here is going to be Caleb. Now, the thing with Caleb is, this is the first time we see us do something. He was eliminated first in Season 1 of the reboot. So, fair's fair. He's done. But then Season 2, he started working on his game. He immediately recognized that Priya won. Spoilers. I already told you there's going to be spoilers. He immediately recognized that Priya won. So, he went immediately to Priya, started an alliance with her, and lasted really far. I don't know if he's out yet. I think it's Final 7 right now, and both him and Priya are still in. So, hey, I mean, props to him. He's strong, he's athletic. He almost carried his team in that one challenge. Literally carried his team. They were all stuck to his back, and he almost carried them. And I feel like he would have been such a better player if he just wasn't so obsessed with Priya. Because that's what ruined him. Him telling Z just completely ruined his game. Telling Z anything completely ruins your game, though. And the character just shy of my top 20 is going to be Gwen. Gwen did win in an alternate season. Action, she was really focused on Trent. And then after that, she was kind of pointless. In World Tour, I don't remember how she did in World Tour. She got out because she lost a tiebreaker against Courtney. That's all I remember. In All-Stars, She was just trying to replace her bond with Courtney. I think not Action, World Tour and All Stars was just this whole Courtney Gwen thing. I didn't really like it. The only thing that helped her was that she used Owen's stupidity, I should say, to get Heather out, which that was her big move. And it worked. And I don't think she's had any other big moves the entire duration she's been on the show. I like Gwen. She's pretty cool. But she didn't have enough moves to actually do something. Starting at the bottom of the top 20, we are going to have Cameron. Now, I know I said that big moves mean everything, blah, blah, blah. That was a lie. Kinda. Big moves do mean a lot, but not as much. Cameron won, yes. He made it past Lightning. Like, Lightning was his biggest threat. And he beat him in an alternate ending, of course. But he's smart. He knows what he's doing. But there's also other smart characters that are I haven't mentioned. Mainly Scarlet, whatever her name was. I play too much of that Roblox game, like I said. But he's smart. He's just super skinny and can barely lift up his own head, which really sucks. If he had, like, I don't know, let's say Jeff's body, for example. Like, if he was like Jeff, but with his smarts, he'd probably be the best character in the game, if I'm being honest. Like, he is super smart, and he's just so weak at the same time. Alright, next character is probably a sore eye for everyone, but I'm going to put Joe in. Joe, I really liked. I really liked Joe. All-Stars Joe. Yeah. All-Stars Joe was kind of mid. All-Stars Joe didn't do much. But Revenge of the Island Joe? Joe was getting people, like, if Scott didn't exist, I think Joe would have been the Scott, getting people out. Like, she used Brick, used his strengths, used his weaknesses against him, and used him as a free vote. Once he was gone, though, Joe was pretty screwed. Did I say Josh this whole time? I'm playing too much of that Roblox game. Oh my god. Sorry about that. But anyways, Joe has been doing whatever. Joe gets people out. Joe's physical. If only Joe made it farther. If Joe made it farther, I think I would have placed her at the top of A tier or bottom of S tier. But unfortunately, she didn't make it that far, in my opinion. Alright, next character I'm putting down is Zoe. She was such a good character in Revenge of the Island. Such a good character. I really liked her. But then there was All-Stars. And oh my god. She couldn't take the hint. Like, Mike was Mal this whole time, and she could not take the hint. She was giving him the benefit of the doubt every chance she could. And just for that, instead of putting her in S tier, I'm putting her in A tier. Because she's just so oblivious to the fact that Mal was running the entire game. And she didn't know. Like, that's ridiculous. And she lost because, I mean, they were going to share anyways. But she lost because of that in an alternate ending. They worked together. Whatever. But she lost. She decided to take Mal. Yes, Mike won, not Mal. But if she took Scott, I think she would have had a better chance. Because Scott was just all mental. He had, like, no physical at all. Alright, another character that is very random. Sugar. Once again, another brawn over brains. Only this time, this brawn had some brains. Sugar just, she was like trying to mess with people's heads and all that. She was messing with Sky's head, that's for sure. But she did whatever she could. She was very cocky, though. She is literally Honey Boo Boo. That's what they based her off of, Honey Boo Boo. And she was just all about herself. She did good. She knew some social, but at the same time, she also wanted to keep Leonard. Maybe she knew Leonard was a free vote. I doubt it. but Sugar did good. She got final 3 pretty easily, I'd say. Like, her biggest threat was Jasmine in the final 4, but she beat Jasmine because she beat Jasmine because Jasmine got stuck in a tree. She got lucky, and then she got screwed over the next time. So honestly, beating all of Pakatu Island isn't much of a feat because the final 4 was just so dominant. But yeah, she made it far because she was one of the better ones. Alright, another instance of brawn over brain. We got Lightning. Only reason I'm putting Lightning over Sugar, even though Sugar had more plays, is because Lightning won. Like, Lightning took Cameron because he thought he'd have a better chance against Cameron. He was wrong in one scenario, he was right in one scenario. Either way, he was definitely overwhelmed by... He definitely made the wrong choice, I'd say, by taking Cameron. But, like, he also won in an alter ending. I don't know. He was just really strong, really stupid. But he was so strong that he carried his team. Or not carried his team, he carried his own weight. And he ended up winning. No, he didn't do good in All-Stars, but neither did Cameron, really. It was just plot armor that brought Cameron far. I'm deciding between these two, and I'm not sure who to do. But I think I'm going to go with my gut and go with Sierra. Now, Sierra with Cody, final 4. And I think Sierra would have won if she didn't blow up the goddamn plane. If she didn't blow up the plane, if Sierra didn't blow up the plane, I think she would have got second because she would let Cody win. Or they would make a bet and be like, hey, if you beat me, I'm going to... Whatever. She would have gone final 2 if she didn't blow up the plane because Alejandro was out. And then they would just have to not let Heather win, which if Cody told Sierra, hey, just win, Sierra would win. Like, Sierra with Cody is so good. And she used Cameron as a substitute. And it still did okay, but it wasn't the real thing. So it kind of led to her downfall. But Sierra with Cody, dude, she's a beast. Like, maybe they floated, but she was also really strong and protected Cody and all that. And she also knew Chris. So she's just better Topher because she actually made it farther, way farther than Topher. And she would have gone in the final 2, but she blew up the plane, so it is what it is. Alright, here's the other one I was talking about, Courtney. Her placements are just so, like, inconsistently bad. Like, All-Stars, I mean, not inconsistently bad, but, like, right around that middle point. All-Stars, I think, was her best season, but she overlooked Scott a lot. She didn't even realize about Mal because she was so busy looking at Scott. And she kind of got screwed over. I don't remember if Mal had any, like, play in Courtney's elimination besides screwing her over in the challenge. But, yeah, Courtney just existed. Not existed. She played a major role in action. She pretty much ran action because of her cheats. But they nerfed her. The creators of the show were like, oh no, Courtney's way too strong. She could defeat sharks. Yeah, we're going to nerf her in action. Just give her cheats. World Tour was definitely her worst iteration by far. But they had to nerf her somehow. She had cheats. She was really strong. I think if you combine All-Stars, Action, and Island, she would arguably be one of the best characters in the game, in the show. But unfortunately, she's not, because she had 3 different really strong points. Alright, so for the reference, I was going to end A tier here, but because I realized we're almost at the final 10, I'll just put the final 10 in S tier and have these next 2 over here. So the first one I'm going to put is Scarlet. Scarlet's really smart. She just followed Max around and tried her best to do stuff. But she used Max as a meat shield. But if her eyes wasn't on, like, stealing the money and actually trying to win, she definitely would have gotten like a solid fifth place. Like Max obviously got the fifth place because he was eliminated after Scarlet technically, because that final four was just too dominant for her. But I think she could have maybe convinced people to vote other people and at least get final three with Jasmine and Sean. But then after that, she would have to win the challenge against two really, really, really strong physical players. And she was just not going to do that. So I don't see her winning, but I see her making the cutoff before winning. All right, this next one is going to be MK. And the reason why I have MK here is because she's in the first season, she hacked the security cameras and got people's confession tapes, which would have been huge if she didn't get eliminated. She could have gone so far with that, but unfortunately, plot armor with some characters kind of screwed her over. It is what it is. Season 2, however, her whole idea was cheating. And my God, I didn't think it would work. Like, Chris allowed it, punished her for it. She almost got out, but didn't. And now it's final 6 or whatever, and she is still in. I don't know how far she'll go, because right now, at the time of recording this, Julia is starting to distance herself from MK. I don't know how that's going to be put into play, but MK has been pretty dominant in Season 2, I'd say, with Julia. But she's using Julia as a crush, because without Julia, she's kind of screwed. She's kind of puny, kind of useless. Julia is such a big crutch for her, but at the same time, I don't think Julia would be where she is now if it wasn't for MK. And the final character, sadly, I really didn't want to do this, but the final character, just shy of the top 10, is going to be Duncan. Duncan, I wanted to be in top 10. But because of these new characters alone, these new characters have really outshone Duncan. Like, he's had amazing placements. In Island, I think he got 5th, I think it was. Action, he won, or got 2nd, whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to say he won, because he deserved it more than Beth did. Action, he won. No, Duncan got, I think, 7th in Island. He got 1st in Action. He got 5th in World Tour. And I think he got 6th in All-Stars. So he had really consistent placements. He's never gone out, like, I mean, he did kind of cheat in World Tour, but we don't talk about that. He's had pretty consistent placements. And he's definitely strong. Definitely is enough of a a-hole to, like, make people think differently about him. Like, he didn't get voted a lot at the time because people were afraid of him. Which, just having that mentality alone is a really good character. Like, that's guaranteed B+ or higher. Except for Scary Girl. Because they were, I don't know, the reboot kind of sucks with some characters. But Duncan's really strong. I really wanted to put him in the top 10, but unfortunately, the 3 new characters, Julia, Bowie, and Priya, I sadly have to put above just because they outshone him so much, whatever. Alright, here we go, into the top 10, and the first character I'm putting here is Priya. I had a long thought about Duncan and Priya. I was really biased towards Duncan, so I decided to just put him below. But Priya, she won, first off. I think she floated a little bit until Merge, or like halfway through Merge in Season 1. After that, her alliance pretty much carried her. Bowie was like, oh my god, Bowie was a little scary there in the finale, but she ended up winning. There's no reverse winner or anything, and in Season 2, everyone's saying that Priya won, so Priya won. I don't really like her, but it is what it is. Season 2, she has plot armor. That's really what's carrying her, because she's kind of been floating. Her relationship with Caleb is the entire thing with Priya, which goes against her whole handbook thing, whatever, but Final 7, Final 6, I still don't know what it is. And she's still in. So we'll see how it goes. I think she's still going to make top 5 at least. After that, no clue what's going to happen. But I think she's still solid top 5. But yeah, bottom of S tier just because I think she floated most of it, but she was a little bit dominant, and she is definitely very physical. Alright, next up we have Sky. Sky is very physical, good gymnast. Pretty much the same skill level as Svetlana. Only she's an actual character, and she has actual feelings. Svetlana could probably be distracted by something anyways, so that's what it is. But Sky was a huge threat. Right from the get-go, when I first saw Pakatu Island, I knew it was going to be Sky and Jasmine were going to be like the biggest threats, and then Sean came up later. But Sky was a big threat. She was just like a basic gymnast, but she did good. She played her role. She won in an alternate ending. Not much else to say. Props to her. She did let her feelings get to her throughout the season, but managed to overcome them and ended up making final 2. So props to her. She did pretty good. Next character I'm going to be putting down is Sean. Sean, major zombie obsession. Like, that was his go-to thing, except he was actually athletic and actually did some stuff. And he won. He won. I'm pretty sure he is the canon winner. There's always canon winners. I think I mentioned that. But he was the winner of Pakatu Island. The bunch of weirdos. And he did, the only reason I'm putting him pretty low, because he was a solid character. Solid character all around. Apart from like 2 challenges were when he thought Swamp Amy was a zombie. That kind of threw him under the bus and put him in a really bad position. And his emotions with Jasmine, because that challenge also caused a bunch of problems with Jasmine, and it got into his like headspace and all that and messed him up. But he still won, and he still did pretty good. But his emotions really just put him down, because he was way more focused on Jasmine than he was on the prize. And another thing about emotions is Bowie. Okay, I want to talk about this for a second. So, not including season 2 of the reboot, just season 1 of the reboot, Bowie, in my opinion, was a top 2 contender for best character in this show. I think, or top 3. I think he can compete with the two other top 2. He was so dominant in the first season. He first got Caleb out. Like, that's when we knew he was going to be strong, when he got Caleb out right away, because he saw Caleb as a threat. And lo and behold, Caleb outplaced him in season 2, spoiler alert. So he got Caleb out instantly, and he pointed that out. His only threat in the season was Julia, and once he got Julia out, smooth sailing final 2. The only thing that stopped him was the disadvantages he had in the final 3 challenges. And it sucks, but he almost had it. And I wish he did, because he played the best game out of anyone that season. In season 2, however, though, he was heavily focused on his relationship with Raj. And he knew that Julia was a threat. And once the teams merged, he would be pretty much screwed if he didn't win an immunity challenge. And Damien kind of screwed that over for him by winning the challenge somehow. It was kind of obvious once I saw the plot armor come in for Damien, but Bowie still, if he won that challenge, I think he would have gotten Julia out, or MK. Probably MK and then go for Julia, because MK had more votes. But Bowie was really solid. The season 2 definitely nerfed him, but he was so good. I wish he stayed the same in season 2. And then here is probably one of the most random characters, but also really solid, is Jasmine. Jasmine, unlike Sean, stuck away from her feelings for a while at least. Like, she liked Sean, then Sean hit her into the water, and then she didn't stick with Sean for the entirety of the show until the episode before Scarla did her weird, wacky thing. Scarlet. Anyways, Jasmine was strong. The only thing that got her out was because a tree fell on her, and Sean just kept going, which sucks. But I was really bummed when she didn't win. I think she definitely would have won, and I hope if they make a new All-Star season with the Pakatu Island characters and reboot characters, I hope she's in it, because goddamn, she was such a good character, and I hope they don't ruin her in an All-Star season. Alright, on to our final 5. These 5 competitors are the strongest characters we've ever seen. Like, they are leagues ahead of any of these characters. The only one that you can make an exception for is Bowie, because he let the emotions get to him in Season 2. If that wasn't the case, if he wasn't so focused on going with Raj and not teaming with Julia and MK and cheating, if he teamed with Julia and MK, I think he could have been number 1. But because of that, I had to put him down, and he got out. It is what it is. But number 5, it hurts me to do this because this is probably my favorite character in all of Total Drama. It is Scott. His idea for losing challenges is pretty stupid, but at the same time, it worked for him, because he was able to throw challenges to get people who he wanted out. He kept getting 4th and 3rd and all that, but that's because he's not a challenge guy. He got screwed over because he lost some challenges. He had idols. He was getting people out when he wanted it, because he was putting stuff on them and whatnot. But he just can't win challenges. He's really, really bad at winning challenges. He's all social, but you could see where social gets you. We got a bunch of challenge threats here. We got Thunder, we got Sugar, we got Kayla, we got Lashana. All of them are below him because Scott had such a good social game. Unfortunately, he didn't win. He never made it because Zoe wanted a friendship finale. Whatever. I think Scott should have won a season. I hope he makes an All-Stars, and I hope they don't ruin him, because they almost ruined him they almost ruined him All-Stars. Right when he broke up with Courtney, that's when I was like, there's Scott. But they ruined him so much in All-Stars. I'm so glad he still did decent. Next character. Honestly, people are not going to be happy with this, but I will explain. I'm putting Heather over Julia. Now, yes, Heather controlled Season 1. Heather was the threat of Season 1. The only thing that let her down was she didn't notice Owen. And because the final 3 challenge was so, ridiculous, she just got screwed over because Owen and Gwen were teaming. I think that challenge would have gone on forever, though, if she never got that haircut one. If she never got that haircut one, she would have kept going and going. And I don't know what would have happened. That was definitely some plot armor BS. But I don't know. It was very ridiculous, kind of, how she got out. But it is what it is. Season action was probably her weakest season. Honestly, I think her weakest season was action. She just kind of, existed. No one really liked her. But no one really, wanted to get her out. So they kind of just left her alone until the time was right and then voted her out. Action, she didn't really do much. World Tour, she was on to Alejandro. Alejandro was doing everything, and she was onto it. And she tried to stay off his radar. She also allianced with him to get into certain places, and she ended up winning the season. She did good. That was her best season by far because she actually won. Well, actually not by far because she almost won Island. But she's definitely a force to be reckoned with. And then obviously she was an All-Stars, blah blah blah. All-Stars Heather, the only thing that made her lose was her stupidity, because she didn't keep the idol on her. She decided to not. She decided to hide it, and Alejandro was just happened to be there, and so that screwed her over. She got out because of it, which sucks. It really does, because it was kind of like there was no way Heather was getting out. At that rate, Heather was not being eliminated for a while. And that idol play definitely screwed her over. I think she still could have done pretty well, though. And then I can't justify Julia over Alejandro. Julia has been so dominant these past 2 seasons. She was the second biggest threat in season 1 of the reboot. Only losing to Bowie, but it was close. It was neck and neck. Like it could have gone either way, and Bowie just came out on top. Because, well, actually, I'm not gonna get into it. If you know, you know. That's all I'm gonna say. Julia was so dominant. She was getting people out. She just couldn't deal with Bowie in season 1, and that's what cost her. Season 2, however, she immediately clicked with MK. They cheated their way to wherever we're at, Final 7, Final 6. And she's still in, and she's still looking dominant. She's looking like she's getting top 4 again, which is so good. If she stayed like her Dawn instincts or whatever, she would have had no chance. But because she like embarked that embodiment of inner rage or whatever, oh my god, she is such a good character. And if there was an All-Stars and she played even better, I think she's going to beat our number 2. And our number 2 is going to be Alejandro. Yes, I know I'm doing what everybody does, Mal over Alejandro. But hear me out on it. Alejandro came into World Tour hella dominant. Like, he easily made it to Final 2. He had maybe one hiccup, but because Sierra just blew up the plane, he got lucky. And he was still easily made to Final 4. That's insane. Easily making it to Final 4. And all that saved him was Sierra blowing up a plane. And then there was All-Stars. He's only made 2 appearances, and he is the second best. Same as Julia. It's crazy how well the newer characters are compared to the older generations. He did good. The only thing that screwed him over in All-Stars was Mal. If Mal didn't exist, I think Alejandro was getting pretty far. Like, obviously, he wouldn't get Final 2 because of bias with the creators and all that. But if we get rid of that, I think he's getting Final 2 again. Like, he was so dominant. I think it could have been a Scott, because Alejandro was not onto Scott at all. Because Scott was all over Courtney. But Scott, or Alejandro, dude is a threat. Like, literally, the Condor video. Tall and handsome. Boom, he's got the girls. And he's also athletic. He can do whatever. Like, dude, I don't even know how to comprehend how good this man was. And he had his legs asleep, too, for a little while in All-Stars. Like, obviously, he could walk still, but that's what it is. It's still crazy. And then, obviously, Mal. Like, do I really need to say anything? Dude was, like, getting people out left and right. Being mean for no reason, still getting through with it. His only threat was Zoe figuring out that he was Mal. And that's it. That was his biggest threat. And she found out too late, and he got the Final 2. Mike obviously killed him off or whatever, but if we disregard Mike and make Mal, we get rid of all of, because Mal is the original personality, I think. We'll never know if he was or wasn't. But let's say he was, and he didn't have multiple personality disorder. Mal is easily the best character. Like, he would have won. No doubt about it. He was so dominant in that season. He would have easily won. It's just insane how the difference between Alejandro and Mal is a whole nother tier. Like, Mal would be up here in his own tier if it wasn't for Mike. Mike shutting down Mal is the reason why Mal technically didn't win. But still, like, Mal used the personalities too. Like, he used, where was it? Svetlana. He probably used the other characters, but he used Svetlana to get through some challenges. And that's hella smart. If he had those skills on his own, while he wasn't Svetlana, because Svetlana kind of like screwed him over, or Mike did. I don't know what happened, but Svetlana, he used Svetlana. He could use any of the other personalities if he wanted to. Super dominant and just unfair. And I thank you all for watching. This was definitely a long video. This is the full list. If you want to just take a screenshot. You can change anything. I'm too lazy to change anything. This is what I'm going to go with. And I think it's one of the most realistic tier lists. Like, you can change a couple things around, sure. You could probably be pretty drastic and move, I don't know, Scarlet down here or whatever. You can do whatever. I'll leave the link in the description down below. But this was a fun video to make. I've been wanting to do this ever since I rewatched Season 1. And I had a blast doing it. So thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video.